Durag Diaries, yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we have a big preview. We have a big preview. And yeah, man, we got a big game. As people will know, this is what I would call the gutter gang, because we all out here scrapping it out in the sewers. We're all out here with the rats and mice in the mud. But we're trying to do something. We're trying to get some bragging rights. Maybe a three-peat. Maybe we can go 3 for 3, get double digits goals against the United. But look, first of all, I have to big up NAF for the raid. Big up to everyone that come over from NAF. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel on your way in. As you can see on the little scroller, we're on the road to 2K. We're real close to 1.3, to be fair. So if there's 2 people that haven't subscribed, get that done, man. Let's get over there. But without further ado, let me bring in the panel, because the panel today, the panel is fire. Trust me, this is the biggest panel I think I've had on the channel. Big up to George, big up to Cass, most definitely. First of all, you know, I need to give some guys their flowers. I need to give people their flowers, because I'll be real, I wouldn't even be having this channel right here if it wasn't for my guy Cass down here. 100% helped me get started, been pushing me, been, you know, telling me, bro, you need to do it. You need to probably be telling me for like 2 years, by the way. It's been like, it came like a year and a half too late, and it needed to be done. So big up to Cass again, me. And to be fair, George doesn't know, but George was an inspiration for man, because George has been doing this Tottenham thing for time. When I wasn't even on YouTube, I used to be watching George's vlogs, go down to the game, talk about the game. So, I'm old. Without knowing, George has indirectly inspired a lot of Spurs content creators. So big up to you, George, as well. What are you guys saying?
Well, George has got so beyond, you know, popular that he don't even respond to me within like 4 hours anymore. He responds like in 3 days, like, "Oh, I
am so busy. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Cass. I did not see this on time." So, yeah.
George is big time now, man. George is big time, busy guy.
If I'm being honest, work for the last like 4 months, I want to say, has been crazy, because we just picked up a new show with Channel 4 that I've been editing solo as well. So that's been hectic. That's why I haven't even made any content on my own channel for a long time. So
yeah, you need to get back to doing those videos in the room where step on the side, and
they're coming. I've got plans.
Yeah,
and you're all invited.
we will be there. We will be there. But this weekend, we got big things to focus. Big fish to fry. Manchester Piccadilly are making their way down to North London. And we know where it is. You see that top behind you, Cass? That's the club you're going to be looking at when we're done with you relegation settings. So, Tottenham versus Manchester United. I'm going to take it to, you know, let me go to the away side first. Yeah, let me give it to Cass. How are you feeling for this game in particular? Because you always have a lot of trust for me for some reason.
Confident. More than confident. I'm just thinking of Dorgu versus Pedro Porno, bro. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm just thinking like 6'1" versus 5'0". You literally, it's like putting up Hooks versus Don. It don't make sense. It's the same thing. So for me, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't look at Spurs as a team that's fighting for their manager at this point. I think it's finito. I think one goal, is just going to collapse you lot. Not even going to lie. And guess what? One thing I do know is that Ange's going to have his fullbacks high up, and that's where United need to space to thrive. So it's like you're allowing us to play a little bit. That's why, you know, when we did play you last time, it was a high-scoring game. Could have been more, you know. It could have been more, like from both sides at that point.
Fraser forced attacks on that one, but
you don't have Solanke to do up your hat tricks no more. So
I don't get this, Cass. You keep doing this, yeah. That you scored goal. You didn't score, bro.
We did.
We literally, bro. You see how today we're celebrating Valentine's. Everyone,
you're telling me you didn't get given your goals.
Make sure if you've got your misses, you give them a gift. You see Fraser Forster on that day, he thought that Manchester United, he was like, "Rah, I need to feed the homeless, man." Like he was doing gifting back, doing his due diligence, as we like to do. I've been saying all season, Spurs feed the homeless. And that day, we needed to give Man United something to cry about, give something to latch onto. So we gave you a few goals, made you thought you was in the game. But what happened straight after?
You know what? In the baddest fires, you say gifted, but look at your goals that were gifted. It was, you can literally put band for band, each goal was a gift, literally gifted. Yeah.
What about the Old Trafford ones though? What about the Old Trafford goals?
No, yeah, but that's Ten Hag. That's different, bro.
We've got.
You seem to have gotten worse though.
10 men.
Late, but
and we had mad. And it's like, I'm not gonna do. Oh, we had mad chances. Blah blah blah, because we did. But I don't give a crap about that right now. You know what it is? I just don't. Look, if you was Spurs that were just firing goals, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I think like, oh crap, you know what, this is gonna be difficult, innit? But we all recently at your gaff, we've had, and we know Lanky to keep doing up his hat tricks against us. For me, it's more like,
hey, late but definitely not great. As I was saying,
Yo,
man, like
you not finished.
Saeed in the building.
We saying.
Hey,
You're finished. I feel like Spurs are finished a little bit, man. Mentally, I think
If you think we're finished, you lot are in the grave. Christ.
No, but the thing is, our players try, but they're just crap. But you lot are just like,
Yeah. Tell them.
you lot are not even running. Like you lot are not even running. Do you understand?
Let's take this back. Let's take this back. Let's have some structure.
I've never seen a Spurs team that don't run.
I want let's first of all, do you guys have team news? Like I want to quickly touch on the team news.
Mount Shaw.
Get that. George, you said who was it that we've got confirmed comeback? Just let the guys.
So Ange said today that it seems like Vicario, Udogie are like definitely in contention to start. Odebear's been training all week and is available, but because he's been out the longest, they said that he's probably not going to start, but might feature. And they reckon Maddison, Brennan Johnson, and Timo Werner, they've been training this week, but most likely next week they're going to play, so we're probably not going to see them this weekend. The rest, Van der Ven, Romero, and Solanke, they said 2 to 3 weeks. Bit ambiguous though, so I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what he said.
Few players come back from Spurs. We got quite a few players returning. And then Manchester United, just confirm for me, Saeed, who you guys got? Have you got any players returning from injury, or who's confirmed not to play?
Yeah, no, it says here no players back from injury. We had 1 or 2 fresh injuries to assess. Says the Man United manager. So I think one person's sick and one's apparently doubtful. So I think it's Ahmad apparently. It might be doubtful.
Hey, so look, starting right there. If Ahmad isn't here, let's be real. How much of your level from confidence go from 100?
Wait,
how far does that drop?
Repeat that. Say that again. What did you say?
The level of confidence. How far do you drop?
No. Wait. What did Saeed just say? I didn't hear that part.
I think it was one of the players that was doubtful. Apparently, was Ahmad.
Look at Cass's face. Look at Cass. Cass is gonna take back everything he said. He's like,
he said this. He said this.
He's praying for 0-0 now.
He's prepping a statement.
Where's this? I ain't seen this yet.
That is crazy.
I'm sure I see something this week saying Ahmad Diallo was.
He said, I see we had 1 or 2 fresh issues to assess, but that's it.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
But he said there's no new injuries, just assessments.
Yeah, just assessments, bro. So you get me? Don't worry, man. They'll be back, man. They'll be there, bro. They'll be there. You get me?
Okay. So
we don't want to give you that excuse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, last time the lick didn't play, did he? Either because he was ill.
No.
Do you remember? And he's up.
That's an advantage, man. You, to be fair.
If we take it back though, and we look at the previous 2 games of the season, and I suppose look, just to give people some stats, Man United haven't beaten Spurs in 5 games. Let's get something straight. Man United have not beaten Spurs in 5 games for the last 2 seasons. It's been straight clappines, yeah. And we beat what? Man, like Haram Bulhag, yeah. We beat him, and then Ruben Scamarim come in. We beat him. What gives you guys? I'm going to let the Manchester United, because you're coming to our ground. You know one thing about Tottenham Stadium, the hospitality is amazing. We're going to give you a great hospitality. We're going to let you go first. Tell me where your confidence comes from both of you, because you haven't beat us in 5 games. Where do you find confidence?
Because you're shit.
Saeed, you go first.
Because you're shit.
That's what that means. That sounded like he's amazing or something. He's going to get worse week by week.
Yeah, like, bro, you got beat by Aston Villa. You got beat by Leicester. You got beat by... Like, bro, you can say the same thing about us.
Same list is for you, man.
We've won our last 6 out of our last 8 games. We've actually won 6.
Yeah. So the bottom line is, you know what I mean?
Go look, Jords. Go look.
Can still beat a Tottenham team. So that in itself is something there. You know, I mean, yeah, we're not scoring the amount of goals we need to, but our away record, it's a so-called Big 6, ain't that bad. You know, we got, well, Arsenal, to be fair, I thought for me, we played well in the first Premier League game. Obviously, they beat us 2-0, 2 set pieces. Tottenham, it was a very, very difficult game. Let's be honest, man. You know what I mean? You, man, were shitting your pants towards the end. Cool. We beat Man City. Cool. You, man, have beaten Man City. Cool. It is what it is. Went to Anfield, where you, man, got absolutely smashed. How much? 4-0? You know? We went there, 2-2. You know what I'm saying? To deserve draw. Could have won at the end. Going from Maguire. You know what I'm saying? So the confidence is there in the big games. And I feel like the manager sets us up better in the so-called big 6 games. So That's where I get my confidence from. And ultimately, it's not going to be a high-scoring game. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. But yeah, man, I think you lot are not great, man. Danso, I think you guys are overlooking Danso's couple of performances. I think he's been a bit, you know
what is over there? You know what is
I'll
over
take
there?
one of my better players.
That back line is Jed Spence. The rest of them, I don't rate Pedro Porno. He's absolutely whack. You know what I mean? Who else is in there? Davies, for me, not good enough. It's really, like I said to you, Jed Spence is the only one that I said, you know what, fair play. You know, if Stinky plays, it's going to be peak for you lot. You know what I'm saying to you? So we'll see what happens. And then, you got Mateus Tell, which I think, will have a point to prove and needs to do what you've got to do again. So I think, listen, there's more ample opportunities for Man United to hurt you lot. And I think we're going to win, man. I'm not confident, but I think we're going to win because I just feel like for me, you lot will leave space in behind and we'll exploit them. And,
let's be real, man. Let's be real,
and their midfield as well. Let's be honest, their midfield ain't great as well. Bentancur's been rubbish. Basuma has fell off a cliff. The only one really has done anything in your midfield is probably Archie Gray. If he's in there, then I'm like, you know what, fair play. He can play a little bit. Kulusevski, let's be honest, he's been average last couple of games. Would you all agree?
He's been tired. He's been tired.
The whole
tired. Here we go. Look at his cast. Look at his cast. When it's United players, it's not tired, is it?
No, because
it's not tired, is it?
The difference is with
man.
They've had 7 days rest, by the way. They've had 7 days rest.
39 games. He's played more games than played more minutes than any other Premier League player since
Bruno Fernandes.
Porro, no, more minutes than Bruno Fernandes.
I checked it.
Bruno's had suspensions.
Yeah, but I checked it. I checked it literally last week.
I checked it last week with you. We've been in more competition.
Yeah, but I checked it last week with you. The amount of minutes is equal.
It's not. Kulusevski's definitely. I'll check it because we played since again. He played 90 minutes on the weekend. So Kulusevski and Porro and Archie both played like 1,800 plus minutes in the past couple months, bro. They are playing.
That's a you problem then.
It is.
So you said why we're confident. You said why we're confident, then you're just giving us all the confidence again. So you're doing our job for us.
You're talking about
you man are in a white light district, bro. You man are open market, bro. Like, let's be real. You want to open up your flank so much. Let's be real. Villa should have battered you by 7 goals. 7. Can you agree with that one? How many 1v1s have Kinsley saved?
I think the fact is we still beat you twice this season.
Get Toms in there.
Even with Naka players,
do 3v2.
Who wants the league?
None of your players trust your system.
What I said was, if Archie plays in midfield,
he sticks with it still.
Then I'll be worried. Sorry, George.
I'm just saying that, like, you talk about leaving space in behind, and I think you guys do exactly that. Though I don't see. Well, one, your players don't have the ability to play Amorim's system. And we've seen that even if you've won a few games, we see the struggles pretty much every match for you guys. And you talk about leaving space with your wing-backs going high up the pitch, man. And the way we use our wingers...
They're too passive. They're too passive.
But the way we use our wingers to stretch teams, that's where we can hurt you guys. Now, the problem is we do have a very, very tight team. I think that's the only chance you guys get to hurt us is because last couple of games, the team just looks so lethargic. But... the fact of the fact, we've beaten you twice this season, and I've never been more confident to play Man United, to be honest. I look at a weekend, no matter how bad our weekends have been, I still see Man United having pretty much the exact same season as us. So, anyone's game.
That's the thing, and that is the thing. It's gutter gang. It's what I call us. We are gutter gang. Like anything, bro. We're 14th, 15th. There's really nothing to take from this game apart from bragging rights. Midday live, we will be there. That is that. I'm just looking forward to the shows I have with you and Cass on Monday. Because none of you guys are going to be able to speak to me when I beat you again. That's what it is. You guys will not be speaking to me. We won't be having...
How many times have Tottenham let you down when he spoke like this?
A couple, but that's fine. Against Manchester United, they haven't. Every time I've come up against Manchester United in the last 5 games, I've been correct. You guys will not beat me. And that's the thing. It's literally 2022, the last time when they had Ronaldo and them, man, like Oli tax, like that's what I look back. Or
they were terrible that game as well. It was really Ronaldo versus Tottenham in that game.
It was Ronaldo versus Tottenham. So when I look at this year and I look at the way that Manchester United have been, you guys say that you look at our backline that can get exposed. You've got the fridge in the middle of your backline. This guy always makes mistakes. As much as you think he's had decent performances at time, he's not reliable. And Lenny borrow, bruv. My man's on borrowed time for the fact that he was going to be going. Like, he's rubbish. Leno Yoro has been exposed time and time. Put a proper wing up against him, like we saw with Sulemana. Matisse Tell is waiting to cook that guy. He's win.
Yeah.
Is he? Is he?
How
Is he? What's he
many
gonna do?
times?
What's he
How
gonna
many
do?
times do you? How many times do you see him in
know.
the game? How many times do you see him in the game in his last
Oh,
couple of
that's what
periods?
he ghosted. He's basically ghosted. That's
Bro,
what it is.
you're relying on Son and whoever else on the right. I'm not being
No,
funny.
I don't think Sonny. I don't think
think-
Sonny's going to be the player.
I think I'm not gonna lie. I think Son just gets wrapped up anyways. It's Kulusevski that I think will get a goal, but that's why I'll say, you know what? Probably put Managerial in him. I'll be
It's
alright.
like what
We'll be
Tobe
alright.
says here. My only concern is the team that Tottenham put out. I'm looking at Ange and I'm be like, Ange needs to make the right decisions in dropping certain players. Like we have Jed Spence. I think he needs to start. Pedro Porro needs to be on the bench.
100%.
If Pedro Porro's on the bench and we
Please
have
start
Udogie
Pedro.
starting.
If Udogie's back,
Please.
Udogie left back, and then Spence right
Udogie
back.
left back.
Last time he
Spence
scored a
right
header
back.
against us, and it was from his corner. Was that right? Remember?
Who?
There's Porro. Did you not score a header against us? The first one.
Maybe, but again, he has great deliveries, but we can cover for that. We've got other players on the team that can deliver a ball into the box. I think the issue is Pedro Porro down the right-hand side leaves far too much space, and his positioning is so bad that you guys can look to expose that, especially Diallo. I'd be worried if Diallo's off the left. He usually doesn't, but if he's off the left, but if you play like you did the other week, you put Mainu and Højlund up top, bro, come on, man. Højlund's all out here trying to catch wines off, man. He's not going to be doing nothing. If he's up against Danso, then Danso's applying that ruthless aggression. You saw what he done to Mbappe. Man, they're flying elbows.
What do you mean Kevin Danso? Man's a Kevin Danso, you know.
Brother, you not seen him
Danso,
backing off.
you know.
The guy was backing off. All he does is back off Kevin Danso, bro. That's all he is. You know what I mean? Good at.
No, I feel like Danso. When you
I
refer
think
to
all right the
Danso,
first couple of games, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, George, what? Just because we actually haven't spoke about that, what do you think of the Danso signing, and what do you think that he can add to this game? Because I think he's been class.
I mean, yeah, I think he's been. To be fair, it's easy to look good in our team at the moment because everyone's cooked right now. But if I'm being honest, I think he's looked good for us. The thing is, it's hard to tell because it's been 2 games. I think the main reason we got him is he's supposed to be incredible for his recovery run. So let's see if they try and go in over the top and behind us in the gaps. We'll see. Let's see if he can actually do it against some good opposition because he did it a couple of times against Villa. Obviously, Liverpool was a shit show for the whole team. But I think he just looks decent, if I'm being honest. It's better than Dragusin, let's put it that way. But
what's the confidence right now? Because you lot have come back off a 4-0 drubbing against Liverpool. You come off a convincing loss against Aston Villa. The confidence is very, very low at the minute.
I think you'll be surprised at how much this week off is going to help us recover a little bit because it's just been game to game to game to game. And you can just see it's just going worse and worse and worse like that.
Look at Son Heung-min, man, being interrogated by the King Charles. You know what I mean? He's having to, speak well in front of Daniel Levy.
You know when I see that, yeah? You know the first video I thought of, you know when Lee Gunner's going, why is he laughing? Why is he laughing to Daniel Levy? That's what I was thinking. I was like, bro, why is man so smiley and happy? Like, we're terrible right now. Son's all right, he got a smile trying to play it down like we're not in the mud, but we're
He's a real one, though. He's a real one. He kept it real,
a real one. Son is a real one. He did say it's in a difficult moment. But look, when you say where does the confidence come from, I look at it and say Spurs are at their best when we have no pressure on us. I think people don't realize that. When we beat Manchester City 4-0, there was no pressure on Spurs. And that is what Spurs do.
Pressure here.
When we beat Liverpool 1-0, there was no pressure. When I mean no pressure, I mean the expectation is for us, for Tottenham to go out there and have a bad performance. When the expectation is Tottenham's not going to go out there and perform, I feel like the players always over-exceed the expectation and they show us that they've got something there. They can give us something. In this game, when you look at Manchester United, you guys don't have, for one, you've got a lot of young players in there. Like you say, Euro, you might have a Dorgu, you might have a Mainu. You haven't got players that have played in that team for a while.
Yeah, but it still is pressure.
Yeah, but you know what the best thing about this is, though, with the players just mentioned, because by the way, Ahmad isn't out, so that whoever made out is bullshit. Just literally having a read, even on Amrin's press conference, that's bollocks. Anyway, second of all, Dorgu and that, the best thing is allowing our players to turn. And one thing I know, is pretty much like opening up the sea with you in your midfield as well, like it could be ours. The thing is, we actually keep it tight in the middle. That's one thing I give us credit for. But one thing I don't credit you for is allowing the players to turn. And I saw that enough times with Rodgers, and I saw that enough time with all the players that were against you. There's massive gaps, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And one, like, for me, if you're going to give Mainu the chance to turn and run, that's where I see him now. This is unlike the game, obviously, against Palace, where they quickly got onto him up front, which was different because he shouldn't have been playing there, is that we need to be seeing this guy in the 10. And that's one thing I think you can get bullied unless you put someone like Saran, which will drag away one of your DMs, which I've seen time. Your DMs get attracted to, like,
Who's their
anyone
most
on the
informed
ball.
player
Like
right now?
flies for, no, you're right. Our
Yeah,
DMs are like flies
they
for
get
life.
attracted, and it leaves
Because
this
none of them are
massive
really actually
gaping
defensive
hole.
midfielders is the problem.
That's my thing. And if you allow Man United to do it, that's where it's like I feel like you just play into our hands. The fact that we're away, that we're allowed to play a bit more of a mid to low
You've
block.
said this before every game, and we've beaten
but
you
away
twice.
from home,
It's three goals every time.
Wait. Hold on.
First
First and foremost, how would you know that when you don't even view nothing yet? And second of all, Saeed, when we go away
see
from
the
home,
clips.
how much
We
more
see the
confident? How much more? What clips? But what's it called? Away from home.
Away
when
from
we're
home
allowed
is
that,
where we look
Fulham
good.
and that, what did Fulham do to us, bro? They had to keep going down the flank. They didn't do
Alright.
nothing.
Cass,
It's
how
the
about
same
this?
thing.
They're a team.
It's
They're a
at
better
home.
team
My
than
issue
Tottenham.
is at home. Amram decides to drop the team about 10 yards back. And that's what annoys me. It's not about anything else, but away from home, you're allowed to do that because teams want to push and press you. And I don't mind that because you're allowed that leeway. That's why I say I prefer to play away from home at the moment.
I think the one thing that plays in your favor though is that we get so complacent at home against the lower teams, and I think as well, like you guys are going to be, we'll probably be expected to beat you guys this weekend realistically, especially being at home. So I think that's when we'll sort of drop off a little bit, and
it's all the makers
take it
of
for
us.
granted.
But you see how you guys have mentioned our midfield. What about, look, Touchline Facts makes a good point. Agati needs to be on job. Agati's not been consistent. I don't feel like that midfield duo of Agati and Fernandes has really looked that great at times.
Nah, I'd rather play Collier and Agati, but you know,
Collier, see, but that's what I mean. That's not going to happen. Let's be realistic. Bruno's starting without a fact. And what do you think of that midfield? Do you think that midfield is going to be good enough? And have you seen enough consistency from it to think that, oh yeah,
nah, I don't like it.
I see you smiling there because you don't believe in it yourself.
I don't like it.
The thing is, I don't know what you're trying to say. Are you trying to say you're going to combat that midfield and destroy?
No, because you guys have mentioned our midfield and how bad it is so often. You know, Basuma, Benzcore, flies to light and stuff. But your midfield's not consistent either. Agati and Fernandes have not been good together many a time. They've been poor pretty much whenever I've seen them.
No, I agree. Listen, it's probably not our strongest point. I think the manager's still working out. But like Kaz says, man, away from home, we've looked good. You know what I mean? And he set us up well. You know what I mean? At home, there's a lot of anxiety amongst the crowd and whatnot. Like, when you look at your home record as well, I don't think you've won again. Like I said, Tobe said, it's Aston Villa at home. That's shocking. You know what I mean? For your home record. So it's been an open season at your ground. You know what I mean? So I think for me, when we trust the abilities of our manager and we look at what he can do in our setup here, you know, we can be a little bit more defensive away from home and then pick you guys off. Obviously, it's easier said than done because of the players we've got. But, you know, Bruno Fernandes on his day, you know what I mean, has shown that he can do something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Amad Diallo, you know, Dorgu now. This. If
they're both wing backs,
yeah, they play both wing backs. Like there's opportunities for us to get to you guys. And listen, as much as Adogi's good defensively, I don't think he's all that. If I'm being honest with you.
Can we get some consistency on here as well? Yeah. Do you not believe? Because I keep hearing from Tottenham fans, oh, but we got to attack. Okay, let's talk about your attack. In the league, you could see. So forget Aston Villa.
Ones that are available.
League. Yeah. So forget all of that. Yeah. But if you want to do Premier League opposition, at least, cool. Scored 1 versus Villa. Didn't score against Liverpool. Scored 2 against Brentford. 1 against Leicester. 2 against Everton. 1 against Arsenal. 1 against Liverpool.
Do you want the facts, Cass?
1 against Newcastle. 2 against Wolves. Bro, what's it called? None against Forest. The last time you scored 3 goals, was literally back-to-back was against us and Liverpool. And they beat you 6-3. And then
they do score more goals than us, guys. They do score more goals than us.
That's nice, yeah. But if we're going off, if we go off a basis of the last 6 weeks, 5 weeks, in that,
then you're going off the last 6 weeks when Spurs have been playing so many games. The players have been tired. And like, look again, Tobes mentioned,
with a few players coming back as well.
Have we not played many games?
Johnson could be back.
But hear me out.
You didn't play.
You don't have Solanke. You don't have Brennan Johnson. Yeah, I don't care if you got
Brennan Johnson could be back.
I don't care if you got Odegaard. These men are not match fit. I don't give a crap.
Kulusevski gives the most goal contributions of anyone in our team,
and that's what I'm saying. I don't believe in Son. Really, the mobility is just off.
Tell we don't know about yet.
Tell we don't know. Yeah, it's unknown. It's unknown.
You wanted the facts, Cass. You failed. The one thing you didn't mention is even though we've had all these problems, there's only 2 teams in the Premier League that have scored more goals than us. So Tottenham do score goals.
It's not a trophy. But you score goals.
I'm never saying it's a trophy, but it's a fact.
But
How
it's
many
not
goals have we
then.
conceded? How many goals have we conceded?
Yeah, but realistically, we just have to outscore you, which we've done. We've done twice.
Yeah, but you don't have the play. Yeah, but this time around, you don't
Because
have
you don't have any
available.
foul. You don't have any.
Yeah, but you don't
firepower up
have
front,
those
though, at
players.
all.
Yeah, but they scored 3 against
We
you. But the
do.
thing
We've
is,
got these
you don't.
players.
And we scored more in that
Bro,
game. That's
we had
my
Johnny
point.
Evans. We had Johnny Evans playing and Lindelof at that game. So on that notice, yeah,
Tottenham
you
had a
two of us
second
up.
team just as much.
So
we had no
what? But
Romero. We had no
you
Mickey Van der
don't
Ven that
have-
game either.
We've had
Yeah,
no
but
one
I'm
for 3
saying
months.
you don't have the same players, and you haven't been scoring as much as you think you have. You've been conceding
No,
more.
okay, no, we
as
get your
well.
point, Cass.
It
I
hasn't
get
been
that.
like that for you, man.
I
Just
get
admit it.
that. But
Admit
again,
it.
you're not no Cass. You're actually you're doing this thing where you say, "Oh, we've had no players, or we didn't have players here, or so." But
Yeah, but it's the
Tottenham
same
haven't
thing.
had players. No, you're doing that for your team.
But you don't
But
have
when I'm
these men that score available.
Yes, they are coming back.
Well, they
bro.
might be.
They're
We don't
due
know.
back.
Johnson's
They
not
could be
match fit.
playing.
All
He
the
might
players
be
not
match
fit.
Bro, give me a
Solanke's not
second.
there.
Give me a second. Give me a
Come
second.
on, man.
Give me a second. Johnson, for one, he may not, bro. He doesn't need to be match fit. We only need 20 to 30 minutes out of Johnson. The biggest problem for Spurs, when you talk about attack, especially you keep mentioning the recent games, the problem with Spurs is that when you put Kulusevski on the right-hand side, you ultimately take him out of the game. He's not going to have that much impact. With Kulu, even when you just look at the way he picks up the ball, he's been most effective in his best games, especially against both of the Manchester sides early in the season. When he played in the middle, he's picking up the ball from deep, doing long runs, and he has the option to open up left or right. When he's on the right-hand side, every player expects him to cut in on the left, so they just give him that option and show him open, and they leave it open. So when
the problem is as well, just on that, is that means Porro's been going up and trying to overlap him and to create crosses in, and that's when so much space is left in behind when those two on the right hand side together. That's from what
that's nice, and and we both know that's both happening on Sunday.
Nah.
What about your attack?
Right back, first half.
Well, my half. Go on.
Yeah. Who are you going to start with?
Tell
me, please. Say, please.
I hope Xerxes starts.
Yeah, it can't be Hoyland. Can't be Hoyland.
I just think for me, it's just better suited because obviously we're trying to hold on to the ball. It'll be a high pressure game, so I think you guys will press us, and you guys will hopefully, you know what I mean, and it'll be a fast start. So we need to keep the ball. Hoyland can't keep the ball. Yeah, crazy episode. But now, honestly, it has to be Xerxes. Just the fundamentals of keeping the ball, link up play. You know what I mean, bringing others into play. It has to be Xerxes, man. If Hoyland starts, then I've conceded defeat. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I hear. I kind of hear it in that part, man. It's just
listen, but we will keep the ball though. One thing we are better though. We are better at keeping the ball now. We're more structured in terms of our. Like we're not getting peppered in terms of shots on goal. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, cool. Certain situations it might look like, you know, we look a bit clueless and whatnot, and teams have beaten us. But we're not like the old. This is not the 10 hard football. This is not the old ways where, you know, we look like we haven't got structure to our play. It's just that the lack of quality in the team is showing a lot, and we have been a bit more defensive against the so-called lesser teams. That Amarin hasn't figured it out yet, and that's something that, you know, we have been criticizing him. But against Tottenham, you don't have to go full attacking, you know, but you have to have a game plan where you want to aim to do damage to Tottenham and not giving them respect that they deserve. Because, yeah, man, you know what I mean? Man said, I want Spence and Armand, we won't pad him. Brother, relax, man. You know, Spence has been cooked, you know, like, relax yourself. He has been given.
That's life. Spencer's only been, do you know, Spence, he's only been beaten, like, as in players taking him on and beating him 4 times this whole season. What are we doing here?
I'm
like,
saying that, you know, like, let's not go on like Jed Spencer's the oracle. Like,
he padlocked Salah.
You know what I mean?
But
that was a game they scored 6 goals as well, which is mad to say.
Man said padlock, you know. Relax yourself, Thomas. Man said padlock, you know. Okay.
You know, if that's the case, yeah, whatever happens Sunday, Tobes, I'm gonna guess you're gonna do a watch long. I don't want to see you have head loss. I don't want to see none of that. You should just be like, you know what, Fez. You know what? Don't start effing and blinding all your players. Don't be a fraud. Don't want to see it.
Be better players that Ahmad has twisted up than Jed Spencer. This one shouldn't be a difficult game. But
to be fair, in my opinion, this is the most 50-50 game they could ever be, because both teams have
I agree.
It's the same season. They're having the exact same season. One plays a part in the league, one plays a part in Europa League. Both looking not great with the football that they're playing, especially no matter who the manager or the tactics are. And I can just go off the fact that we've beaten you twice this year. In the last few years, we've managed to just find a way to beat you no matter what. No matter how much confidence Man United seem to have against us, we've still found a way for the last 3 years, that is now. So, I think to be fair, like Toad just said in the chat, it's not about confidence, because no Spurs fan can be so confident about how we're playing at the moment. But It's just one of those games. It's one of those games this season where both teams have been so crap. Let's be honest.
Garbage.
That we don't really know how it's going to go, but just based off what's happened this season so far, I feel.
If Ange loses this, what are you man saying? If Ange loses this, is this
nothing will
game
change.
over?
Do you know what, George? I actually haven't got your opinion on that. Where are you at with Ange? What is your opinion on Ange?
For me, on Ange is it's. I'm still technically Angeing, if you want to put it that way, but it's more about the fact that. One, I feel like sacking him genuinely just changes nothing because the way the club run, it will be probably Ryan Mason in charge again, and that will be the third time that that's happened. So, and he's a coach under Ange anyway. So the football's not going to change. It's just going to be that you're not going to have a better leader than what Ange is. Because as much as you can talk about the tactics and whatever, the players get behind Ange and the way he is and his mannerism. So I feel like sacking him doesn't make sense. And for me, right at the beginning, I always said, whoever this new project manager is going to be, we have to give them at least 2 seasons. So I kind of want to see him right at the end of the season. I know the club aren't going to sack him until we've at least exited Europe. So, yeah, my thing is just kind of ride out the season now and reassess in the summer, basically.
Back to where I'll answer your question, Saeed. With where do we go? If we lose this game, where do we go? I'm of the thought that, similar to George, like, there's no point, as much as I want him out, and I'm turned the corner, I'm like, I don't believe in Ange no more. That's my problem. It's at the point of like you said, who do we bring in? It's only worth sacking him if someone's actually going to come in and make this season better. Because just like you guys, the only thing that we can do to actually salvage this year is do a Europa League run. A Europa League run, which we've seen at other teams. I mean, Chelsea have done it before. They've sacked their manager and had European runs. They've done it a few times, to be fair. Luckily, probably the only team to go and do it. So if Spurs can bring in a manager that's going to bring in that quality to have that focus, be like, all right, Europa League, we're going to go all in, we're going to coach this team and make sure that we can do something, then it's worth actually going through with it. But if we can't sack him and bring in a manager of top quality, and I think we need a proper coach. I think the problem, unlike that's the thing, you guys actually have a coach. I think the problem is your players are so bad they can't take the tactical instruction, and they're generally just not up to the football IQ level that is needed to play Ruben Amorim ball. But I think our problem is Ange hasn't got the tactical instruction. He's not tactically up there. He's just, I'm going to play my way. And when he does try to do the adaptations, they're not good enough. So when I look here, I'm just like, yeah, I don't think we're going to.
I think he's just too slow in games to change what's going on. Like he doesn't. It's very like reactive, not proactive to see what's happening. There's been so many games this year. We've been behind in matches, and he just takes ages and ages to make subs and switch things up. And that's the thing I have issues with at the moment.
Yeah, he's got no. When I watch him, there's one way of playing, and the Premier League you can't do that. Even Amorim now already, he has to adapt in some way and get the best out of his team. That's why I wanted to play more attacking rather than.
To be fair, that's what Eddie Howe does well. I think Newcastle start off games strong, attacking, and then you see the way that they did against Arsenal. They just set up shots.
Sit back. I know. I've noticed that a lot. That they sit back and they just say, you know what, break us down. But it's difficult, man. Yeah. You want to change your manager's principles? You know what? When you're 13th and you're down, you have to, man. And that's the thing.
The thing is, the principles don't even have to. It's not like the principles can stay the same. It can still be on the front foot attacking football. I think there's just little tweaks that could be done to make it better. Like using Iraola as an example, he does the same chaotic pressing that Ange does, but he makes sure that there's always a back three available. Normally, it's one of the fullbacks sticks with the 2 centre backs. We don't do that. We have 2 centre backs and that's it. And we don't have good enough DMs to sort of slot in and be that third person. That's why I think we get let down, and that's why we leave so much space. So I think you can still be attacking, you can still be on the front foot and whatever, but you just need little tweaks here and there.
Yeah, I agree.
So what about you, though? What do you expect to see Amorim make any tactical tweaks going into this game? Because, like I said, you're the defensive side. This pressure is on Tottenham. We have to take the game to you. And probably defensively, that's where you guys have been more solid. So do you expect Amorim to go into this game, get defensively, stable and just get really low and just sort of sustain pressure rather than try and attack us?
You know what? For me, it's got to be a mixture of both, man. But he's got to be a bit more attacking rather than anything, man. This is not a great Tottenham team, man. This is not a Tottenham team that if you go out and defensively get, do a defensive masterclass and get a draw, so no one's going to pat you on the back. Like, no. Like, if we get a draw, that for me is like a loss, man. I can't lie to you, man. Because it's like, there's literally there's nothing that I gain from getting a point even. Because in the day, it's Tottenham who are down in the dumps where we are. So it's almost like a 6-pointer. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is a 6-pointer. It's literally how relegation teams, when they beat a team, it's like, wow, we've gone above them, 3 points gap. This is lovely. You know, like, this is what we should be doing.
Can I ask you guys a question about this? Like this, well, this game, I guess any Premier League game, because I think this has been a debate amongst Spurs fans as well recently. It's like, how much do you actually care about these Premier League games at the moment? Because there seems to be a big debate for us, especially about like, and I think myself in particular as well. I want us to fully focus on Europa League now because I think the league, if you're finishing 8th or 17th, it makes no difference.
I don't think you want to take this one.
Just a quick one. I just think maybe it's a bit different between Tottenham and United because I think you guys have 2 years into your manager, whereas we're first year in. I want to see something so we can be confident for next year. We can't just go on a losing streak and then expect all of a sudden United to be bang. Next year we're on it. Like, he has to start winning some games, playing good football, and then going into the season strong for next season. Because if he then has a bad start to next season, oh my days, like the pressure is going to be immense. So it is without saying that I want to finish in that position. I just want us to progressively play better and win games and play on the front foot and be a good team. So
what about you, Cass?
I'm going to be honest, even if you lot focus in Europa League, you're shit. You're not winning it. So let's just get one thing
You
straight.
think you're winning it? That's funny.
I have more pedigree, and we got more pedigree, and we play better than you have in Europa.
I think we have more Europa Leagues than you. I can't even lie. We got 2. You got 1.
Yeah, but of recent, innit? 40 years ago, no, 71, whatever. I don't give a damn what happened 50 years ago, bro. Like, for me, recently, like when it comes to knockout competitions, I trust Man United more than you lot. You not even if you want to focus in it, don't focus in it. You said you focus on the Carabao. Look how that ended. Same shit.
No, Cass, we've done many.
Your fans. No, Carabao. You call it. What do you mean? You call it Anfield? What you on about?
That was jokes.
Yeah. Anyways,
that was a good joke. But you know that one thing we've been consistent, and I have definitely said Europa League's the best opportunity that presents for us to actually go out there and do something. When you talk about records, you guys' away record in Europe is absolutely dreadful. You guys haven't got a win against an away team in Spain in God knows how long. Like, they slap you up. So any game against Atletico Bilbao or something like that,
you might be right about that.
Let's hope they get Real Sociedad in the next one.
But you say that. What do you mean? Wait, Saeed didn't got an actual score against Real Sociedad. We beat them 1-0, no?
Yeah, we did.
No, Kubo for the win. Come on. Kubo's going
to okay then.
But you beat Sociedad this season, but your away record against Spanish teams in general.
No, it was last year. It is bad, but let's not.
The record winning trophies is bad, so there you go.
And your record winning European trophies is bad as well. It's been a long time.
I mean, it's better. It's better than yours. And also, for me, listen, Europa League, with the Europa League, right? And I think it's going to be tough for both teams. But I think Galatasaray lost yesterday as well, 4-1. You know, so
we've already beat AZ Alkmaar. So when we talk about team, we're not scared of them. You beat Sociedad, we beat Alkmaar. We're confident in that game too. So just like you
beat Alkmaar.
We beat them. We beat them. I was at the game.
Okay,
so we're definitely beating them.
So they're not
me. Listen,
we've got Lazio and Athletic Bilbao to worry about anyway.
That's the only team. The only team I worry more for is Bilbao, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Lazio have been quality this season, to be fair.
They're up and recently they've been more up and down, but Bilbao is just they're
winning the FA Cup, man. Winning the FA Cup.
Wait, yeah, I heard you say something like that on another. Wait, you think you're winning FA Cup, Saeed?
Yeah, I think we'll win the FA Cup.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think so.
He's buying back in. He's buying back in.
I think for me, got home draw against Fulham. You know what I mean? Deal with them, and then win the quarter.
Wait, did Fulham not beat you at home already this season?
No.
At your ground?
No.
All right. Who beat you? You've lost to so many teams at your ground. So sorry, I just forgot. I know Brighton, Tottenham, Bournemouth.
What's your point?
Hey, Aaron, in the chat, you haven't won in 6 years.
A home fixture doesn't suit you guys. You guys actually play better away from home. That's my point.
Well, we beat Leicester. We beat, cups at home last year. Liverpool. We've beaten lots of teams in the cups at home. So what's your point?
That's copium, Saeed. Come on, that's copium. Do you actually think you're winning the FA Cup?
I'm telling you the facts.
Who we got next? We got Fulham in it. Yeah, we'll probably end up somehow beating them, but we will.
But we'll scam our way through a trophy. We can do that though. I don't think Tottenham could ever scam their way through a trophy.
When Plymouth knock out Man City, yeah.
I actually agree with you 100%.
Yeah, man.
Teams like, I guess, like Liverpool and Man United, I think are the two teams that they just make their way to finals no matter what happens, no matter how poor they've been. Or like say Liverpool for Carabao Cup last year. Was it last year? They just played
Yeah.
the kids the whole tournament and still won.
Yeah.
Like,
Under every
some teams-
manager,
some
who's been
teams
in
can do that.
finals.
It's better, dog.
I think only Moyes. Sorry, Moyes was the only one maybe that didn't go to final. Van Gaal final, Oli final, Mourinho final, Ten Hag finals. So we got a history. You know, I think only for you lot, it was only really we got. I think Pochettino Champions League, was it?
Mm.
You
And
got
that
Champions
Mourinho-
League and League Cup final.
I think
yeah.
we lost 8 semi-finals in a row in the FA Cup. Something like
Yeah,
that.
we just lost
Wow.
loads of
It's not
semi-finals. We
looking
lost so
great.
many
Mostly
semi-finals.
to Chelsea, to be honest.
That is the
It's
history.
just killer.
Yeah, Tottenham dead.
The thing
No,
is, if we win on Sunday, it's going to look a lot worse for you guys, though. So.
All of this, I don't know where this. Oh, Tottenham are dead.
I
Tottenham
don't-
United said too. Like,
But I
when-
also think, you know what though, you shouldn't really be like. It's not really a mad like, you know. You win the game, but like where you going though from that? Where
I
do you-
said
but it's
when
the
I
same
win
for
the
both
game,
teams, though.
where
It's the
am
same
I going? On Monday, I'm coming to your show and I'm coming to Cass's show.
Do what?
You
Do
guys,
what, though? Do
you
what?
guys will not be speaking.
What's
to
he gonna
me. When
do
I
for
speak
us?
to you after we win
Like,
on that,
there's
I
no
want
point.
to let you know from now, Saeed. When we win that day, for you to speak to me on Monday,
So
you
you're
need to
gonna cut me
speak,
from
you
going from
speak,
where?
speak to
You're
someone
gonna
else
cut me
on the
from
channel
what?
and then let them
I-
speak.
Where are you gonna
Saeed,
go? Where are you gonna go?
Saeed,
Let me hold on a minute.
I don't
Where are you
worry,
gonna go from? You're cooking me to go from. I think. Let me see. Where do you go?
We'll go on level on points. I think we go above you. We go above you. That's
Yeah,
what
but
we
1
do.
point. So you
We're
go
bragging
from
rights.
you go from
That's fine.
14th to 13th.
Above you. That's all that matters. I've said.
No, but that's the
Tottenham
same
said
thing. Like you're not going anywhere, bro.
That is it.
Like-
But like I think George was alluding to earlier, that anything between 8th and 17th is rubbish. It's terrible. For us, I view it all in the same place. And
Same.
so whether we are in 13th, 14th, yeah, it's a bad season. It's a terrible season. We can all acknowledge that. Just like you guys. You guys are going to sit here and act like the season's done for both of us. Unless somehow our teams can make it into 7th. Like there's which is
Bobby
impossible.
United trophy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Europa League is the only hope for both teams.
Europa
Any
League's
chance
the
of
only
Champions
hope.
League.
But if we
Oh.
again, I do need to make sure that my team finishes above because you man are terrible. I need to make sure we finish above.
That is so embarrassing, bro, for you to say that, bro. Like, you shouldn't really care. You
I do
shouldn't really care.
I do care. Bragging rights
You
because of
care.
you and Cass. I care because of you and Cass. That's right.
I say, don't worry.
Bragging rights for what?
Don't
See,
worry.
I never really had a problem
You-
with Man U, so I don't really care.
I say,
I
don't
have
worry.
beef.
I'm
Me
gonna,
and Man United have beef.
look at these Arsenal fans doing North London together in a chat like Aaron. What an absolute embarrassment. And second of all, don't worry, this is going to get
that's
sent to Nick anyways. When this gets sent to Nick and he just clips it, I'm just waiting. 14 and 41. Cool,
No, they've
just
got
send
the
it over.
clip from Monday. I said it.
No.
We're
We got
clapping
fresh.
you, man.
We got fresh one now.
That's fine. We clap your cheeks
Yeah, man,
like,
yeah.
straight. You man are arse and cheeks. Like, right now, if we're gonna be right, Tottenham and Man United are not good. But this is gonna be the game for the entertainers. As Ange says, are you not entertained? I think it's gonna be one of those
I
ones.
will say this: I think every Man United Spurs game has been entertaining. I think it always isn't, no matter who the manager is or the years have gone by. I think it's always been a good game. So I think it's going to be.
But I
something.
must always remind you, you support Spurs. Relax. This is all you amount to. Joel's expectations
that?
is 6th and 7th. He said it earlier himself, did he not?
I didn't say expectations. I
Yeah,
said
you did, man. Yeah, you did. You did. You said on our channel. Did he not say 6th and 7th? Big expectations.
No, I
come on, man.
didn't. No, I didn't. What?
Yeah, man.
Don't
5th,
quote me
6th, and 7th.
incorrectly. I
5th,
said
6th,
I
5th, 6th,
demand
and
that the
7th.
team is a top 4 team. If we finish 5th, 6th, or 7th, I would accept
Big standards, man. Great standards, man.
ACCEPT, accept
Big
that
standards, man.
that's where we are, and anything below that is below. You
No,
guys,
and
wait.
Finishing
No.
fifth,
All
sixth,
right.
seventh is sack
All
up
right.
right now.
Let's take it back.
If you're 2 years into your tenure, if you're 2 years into your tenure or 3 years and
Let's
you
take
finish
it
5th,
back.
6th, or
Let's
7th,
take
that's
it back.
that is a sackable offense
All right,
in my
let's
eyes.
take it back, Cass. He is a sackable offense. I agree he should get sacked. That's fine. Well, let's take it back then.
You're
Because
not that guy, bro.
both yourself and Saeed, prior to this season, predicted Manchester United to finish 3rd.
Yeah.
Proof or not, don't lie now because
yeah.
they'll go
Yeah,
to
yeah.
clip.
No,
Yeah,
I put
yeah,
expectations on.
Okay, so if you both predicted your team to finish 3rd and you're
Yeah.
10 places below that right now, how bad is your season? Please tell me. How
Yeah,
bad is it?
it's woeful, man. It's horrendous.
So then what are
Where
we
did you
doing?
pick your
here?
team? Where did you pick your team?
So-
Jords?
Yeah, but if we have a
I
fresh,
predicted us finish 5th.
but if I have a
Wait,
fresh
wait.
slate, if I have a fresh slate, and all of a sudden my manager's in his 2nd season like your one, and you say 5th, 6th, 7th, I can accept. I don't accept that shit. That's sackable. Get rid. You said,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You said finishing 7th or 20th is the same thing, even though you can get relegated.
Because it's a terrible season. That's
No,
the
it's
point.
not.
I'm
They're
sure
not
for
gonna
you
finish
guys, do you guys view what you think 15th is better than 14th? Is that on 14th is better
No,
than 15th? Is that what you think?
I said I don't care if it's 8th, 9th, 10th, or 12th. But the fact is, anything below 10th, anyways, right now is I can't even see it.
So
Like
At
it's
this point, it doesn't make a
mental, but
difference.
it doesn't make my standards any different.
all
My
right, so let
standards
me
will
ask you
always
a
be
question. Then.
trophies.
Let me ask
My
you a
standards are
question.
trophies.
Let's ask you a question. Then. Just realistic. No, we're being honest now, yeah. Because look, technically, you're 5 points below 10th, and so you just mentioned 10th. If you do manage to get in the top 10 and you finish 9th, is that like a decent season for Amrim? A decent turnaround?
How about this?
I'm not. No, forget the agendas. I'm generally trying to get an objective view.
For
You want
Amrim,
the trophy.
yeah,
Not
if you
with
win
a
the
trophy.
trophy, yeah, it has to be in the trophy.
Not with
No,
a trophy.
forget the trophy. I'm talking about just the Premier League position. Is that acceptable from where he's come now and where he's picked up the team?
No,
Would you be like 9th is okay?
no,
Not really, no.
So you expect him to go up into like the top 6 from
No,
where
I
you
don't
are
expect-
now?
I
No,
don't-
I'm not
I don't
saying that,
expect
but I'm
that.
just saying, yeah, I don't
But
think it's
then what's the end goal then? Because you're not going to finish in the top 6, so you're just going to say
Well, I
Amram out from the
call with
summer.
me a goal. The fact of the day is, if I win a Europa, when I will, yeah, and also finish wherever I do in the league, I've had a better season than anyone that's finished in top 4 and not won nothing. That's the difference.
Yeah. Real
Well, I
talk.
agree with that, but
And I
you
get
you
my
have to win the
reset.
Europa to do that. And I don't think
But you know,
I don't think
we
we will either, but I don't
we
think
go to we went to the final. We won it. Like it's not like it's unknown.
Europa
We already
League,
got- we got
we're on
rid
our
of-
Yeah,
way.
Jose Mourinho and Ibrahimovic in that game targeting
Yeah,
Davinson
I wish we
Sanchez.
faced you lot in the
lost on
final.
we lost on
man.
penalties.
Right now.
We lost
That
on
would be the
penalties
best
in the
feeling
last
ever.
one, so it is what it is. I'm
Beating
just-
you in the final
It's
would
possible though,
be
isn't it? Because
amazing.
we would be on the opposite side of the thing, right? Am I getting that right? Like the brackets for the Europa League.
Yeah.
Well,
We
We're on the opposite side,
can
aren't
only
we?
meet them in the final. We can't meet them before then because we.
That's
because we're
fine,
all-
man.
Once
That's so
we get-
fixed as well, by the way. Like how
once we get out,
You know what? That let's from like a
How does it work, by the way?
non-rival
Wait,
point of
quick
view, that'd be amazing.
How does it work? Because I don't understand.
We-
You
so
could
You
we-
get
get
one side of a bracket and one side
Yeah,
of
but
a
I don't
bracket.
understand. You could get Sociedad, or you could get like
Yeah, so we
Oh,
play
whoever
we
lands.
play the winner of the two teams of those. So we both have the options of the both. So they're doing
But
a
how
draw
do
on
you
the
get-
21st.
Oh, they have to do a draw.
They do
So
a
what
draw
happens is
next
there's two
Thursday.
brackets, yeah.
or
They'll
Friday.
do a draw,
Okay,
and either
okay.
Tottenham or Manchester United are going to land AZ Alkmaar and Sociedad. Whatever one
Okay,
they
yeah,
land,
yeah,
they go on
yeah.
either side of the bracket,
Yeah, so
and
can
then we
only
work
meet
our
at the
way
final,
towards
if we were
the
to get there.
final. But to be fair, it would be great, but I don't think. I'll be honest. At the moment, do I think Spurs are going to win it? No, I just don't have the confidence that this team is good enough to go over the line. But I don't think Manchester United are either. I don't think.
Do you
either
know what's
of us
funny?
can-
Someone said it in the chat. And I think I agree. I think both crash out in the semi-final.
Yeah, probably. If we're being honest, like, but every year Europa League looks like Liverpool said it last year. They were like, they can beat Atlanta. They got clapped up by Atlanta.
Crazy.
So-
That's a bit weird. That one. I'm looking at the brackets. I don't know.
It's
It's
most
so hard to
confusing.
understand. It's so hard to
confusing.
understand.
I need the draw to happen already, man.
We
When's the
could-
draw next week? Thursday? Is it straight
I
away?
think Friday. I think 21st. I think the
Friday.
day after
Probably
the
on
second
morning.
leg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm baffled. I'm baffled, man. You know what? I saw the bracket with Atletico Bilbao on that side. Yeah, bro. Either way, one of us got to play one of them, innit? If
Oh
you
yeah, you
agree.
have to if you want to go win the thing.
Yeah.
You got to play one of them.
Listen, we'll do our
I'm
job.
not really scared of that, so like that. But Bilbao, I'd be like, nah, allow it. I'm done. Bet out. If it's
No,
a final, I hear it. But nah, not now.
People, we got like 150 in the building right now. I
Come on,
think
like the
we're on
video.
Come on, guys.
60 likes. Come on, man. Drop a like, smash a like. We've got our last 10 minutes. We're going to be wrapping up real soon. But before you head out, please make sure you smash a like on the video. Let's move on to the actual predictions of this weekend and what people think is actually going to happen. Because, you know, it's all nice talking your talk, saying your stuff, trying to do the fake confidence thing. But I want to know the realism
That's what you're
of
doing
what
right
you actually
now.
think is going to play out. What is the score prediction going to be? We're going to go round. I'm going to go George first because we are the home
Cool.
side. So we're going to keep
Yeah,
it round. George, how do you think the game's going to play out and what do you think the score's going to be?
Well, similar to what we were talking about earlier, I think we're definitely going to concede because that's just us at the moment. We can't defend. But I'm happy that we've got quite a few players back. I think the sort of like week building up to it, having more time training because we haven't even been able to train. It's just been recovery after recovery. I think that's going to be a big help. And these guys that are coming back this weekend supposedly have had 10 days training ahead of it. So in theory, they should be match fit, which will be a big boost for us. But I do fancy us to win. I know it's crazy because we haven't won in 3 months at home or something like that. But I think it's like I just look at both situations of Spurs and Man United. It's pretty much parallel. It's like the exact same throughout the whole season. But the fact is, we've beaten them twice this year. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Spurs win. I think it's close, whatever happens. But yeah.
First. People, make sure you're dropping your score lines in the chat. I just want to read them out before we head out. Anyway, but Cass, moving on to you.
3-1. 3-1.
And tell us how do you think it's going to play out, though? How do you get
3-1, Kaz. Are you all
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and hear me out, yeah, because I don't believe
Where
in
are you
that.
getting the 3 goals from, bro?
To Spurs.
This is what I need.
When-
This is why I
when
need an
I
explanation with it.
tell
I
you-
can't just
when
say
I-
this.
when I
big
tell you now,
3-1.
yeah, I'll
Sorry,
tell you
man.
for free, yeah, Xerxes will score. Ahmad will score when he starts as well. I just, you know what it is? I feel like with Spurs, it'll get to a point in the game, yeah. I think Spurs actually go 1-0 up. That's the maddest thing. But I'll say Spurs go 1-0 up first, but it's one of them ones when you get one goal, the other lot just start flying in as well, yeah. And then they'll chase a game, and guess what? It'll be some stupid goal. Like you just get at the end. One of those ones. I just don't believe in Spurs' attack like that, and I haven't done for a while now. That's it. And I don't believe in their defense. The only thing that's got really going on for them is their midfield. And we have good we have battles with their midfield. So that says everything I need to know, really. So that's it. There's nothing more to it. No Lanky, no goals like that. Really, it's only Kulusevski.
Well, how long is he out for, man?
No lighting.
2-3 weeks.
Is he out-
So Solanke, he should be back. Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks. Him, Kuti, and Mickey are due back by the end of the month. Around end of the month, start of the month, start of next month, they'll all be back. But saying that,
We're getting unsacked.
Van der Ven
Again.
and Romero both have had reoccurring injuries that just haven't been mentioned, but they definitely have because they've been in training for about a month now. Romero in particular. But Saeed, taking it to you because you thought Cass's shout of 3-1 was wild.
2-1.
What
2-1, bro.
how's it going to play out?
2-1. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be an edgy game, but a very, very, like George says, very entertaining game. It'll be like a.
Cheeto's going on the bench. Say nothing.
Cheeto. Is he on the bench? How do you know?
Yeah, because it just come from Rich Face saying he's been training with the first team. He's in contention now for basically for selection.
Okay, there you go then. So
He won't play though.
I'm scared of the 17-year-old.
You said that. You say that, but Arthur said the same thing when Rashford played. Do you remember that one? And he scored a brace and he bagged the brace. Do you remember that one?
That's right. They got Mikey Moore to worry about.
It would be so funny if Heaven gets a game with Cheeto and they both perform against Spurs.
North London.
North
Muddy.
London forever.
Cheeto Heaven. It sounds like a stripper name. It sounds like a stripper name. I ain't scared.
You know,
What are we
it's
doing
like
here?
a corn star, bro. Corn star name, bro.
Well, back to you, Saeed. As you were saying.
Yeah, no, I think for me, 2-1, I think it's going to be a tight game, but I think we'll edge it and we'll put you in the mud. You know
Man said you're fielding 7-year-olds. You play.
What do you do? Is it emergency board meeting? Is it? What do you have?
Boardroom talks. Yeah.
Boardroom talk. There will be emergency boardroom talks amongst it. But I generally don't think it does a lot for you lot, you know. I think it does more for us. I think if you lot lose, I don't think it's gonna be end of the world, if I'm being honest with you. But if we lose, I think this is gonna be very significant within the fan base.
It's more that if we lose, nothing's going to change in terms of Ange. Like Ange isn't going to go. Ange isn't going to go. So like, we just stay at the same point if we lose.
I think, but I think if we lose, I think a lot of people will kind of not say that they get it, but I think there'll be more doubts in whether Amrin can pull this around. I really do. I think it's already kind of petering now, but I think one more loss against a Tottenham team that are so bad. But we've got to win, man. A win is.
Quick question: do you see a world where Amrin doesn't make to the end of the season? Because I feel like your new owners are very, very like quick to make their decisions.
I do. I know it sounds crazy to think like that, but if the results keep happening like this, we get knocked out the cups. Like he could get sacked. You know, it could be a short-lived experience. Like, you know, and I think for me, you know, like generally, if we lose, we keep losing. Like you can't just say that because these kind of losses are not like 1 in 7 or 1 in like not like, you know, these are like back-to-back losses. Like I think we've got already 10 losses. I think is it Kaz, what's the record? 12 wins. Amrin's record as manager.
Boy,
definitely got more losses than wins. There's no.
Yeah, I think it's like, you know what? I can't tell you.
Just go on Twitter, you write in Amarin wins, and you'll see. I think.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to find it now.
Yeah. That Radcliffe is a madman. Like he'll do anything.
I can see it here in the Premier League. He's 1-4, drawn 2, lost 7 in the Prem.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
In the AFL Cup, obviously his first game was Spurs, and obviously we went out there. But FA Cup, obviously, was still in it, so he's got 2 wins there. And we won all our Europa games under him as well, so that's an extra 4, 6, 10. Yeah, I think we won 10 games under him, and we've lost 8.
Do you know? if he ends the season with a negative record, like that has to be. I'm sorry, you have to be sacked.
What's the
end of the
negative? No,
season.
not really.
When I
You
mean
just said
negative, I mean more losses than wins. If he ends the
I
season,
don't,
with, that is crazy.
I don't believe it's the. But the thing is, I'm still under the
I
impression
don't think it's the
not
manager. I've said
I
this.
don't
I've
think
said
it's the
this
manager.
numerous of times. But
So whether
like
we lose, I believe in his way of wanting to do things, but I don't believe in like I can criticize his selection and everything, but I don't believe a lot of these players. Actually, I know factually a lot of these players are going to be here next year. 4 of them's already a given. We already know Anthony, Rashford, Casemiro, and whoever else that might be there is gone anyways. Malacia and that's already 8 players. Imagine that. People think that we can't do what Chelsea do and just chop and change the squad, but it will be chop and change. That's a fact.
Do you think the new Man United can do that this summer with all the
I think so.
PSR
I
issues
think
and
so.
stuff?
I think we've got a lot of PSR issues in that, but I think it'll be worked around with all
'Cause
the.
it's sticking around for another year, isn't it? I saw
How
the
about
news
this?
yesterday.
As it stands, we currently got a lower wage than you at this moment in time. With Rashford out and that, we got like that stuff's all being cut. The thing is, we got no choice but to do scouting properly. We got no choice but to go for these 20-30 million pound players, which is going to be in that. We're not
You know
Chelsea, you can't sell, but we got no
before you head
choice.
out, I
This
do
is
need
where
to
we
get a quick.
go on.
God, I need to get a quick thoughts because I don't know how. Look, you guys are probably gonna tell me the reports are rubbish, but we did see reports yesterday that Manchester United could be floating around in the free agent market, and DCL and Jamie Vardy are looking rather pleasant.
Yeah,
What do you
but-
guys?
yeah,
Mongering reports, man.
No, but the thing is, I already said it. Look what it's an opinion piece, and no one said that Man United's linked with Vardy. They just said, okay, 2 players that offer free are these 2 players. If we could be looking, it says could be tempted to look at the free
Do you
market.
guys think that there's a point in the PR that's coming out is like trying to manage Manchester United fans' expectations of not getting like
yeah, 100%. But the thing is, for me, I want to look at the free market. Angel Gomez is free. Jonathan David is free. I'd be going for these players to build a squad. We're gonna lose 8 to 10 players this window alone. Next window, anyways. So for me, it's like you're not gonna buy 8 to 10 players. Let's be realistic. Either you're gonna get promoted from the youth, or you're gonna be a free. And if someone asks me if you've got a B option, what's your B option? Dominic Calvert-Lewin. If you've gone and get a Gyökeres or something, I'm not saying no to that. To be honest, I'll be like, yeah, cool, but I wouldn't be for it. But I wouldn't be for a long contract. But I wouldn't say no to it if I've got a plan B. You know, like the En-Nesyri plan Bs. I don't mind that plan B, but plan A's got to be in motion first.
Yeah, but we've seen from Richarlison how injury-prone players, even as second strikers, just doesn't work out.
That's mad. How mad! I thought, against Liverpool,
crazy.
if you had Richarlison, I thought you lot had the. I thought his link. I think he was your best attacker.
He looked gutted, man. Gutted.
When he went off, I was like, "What? How has this happened to him all of a sudden?" Because he's
got a good record at Anfield as well. To be fair, for Everton
his
and
body's
Spurs.
broken down on him. His body's broken down on him. I don't think he's ready to play Premier League football.
Do you reckon he needs to go to like Italian league or something?
Nah, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia.
I've seen.
You want the Saudi money, didn't it? I guarantee. I
What
wouldn't be
have you
surprised
seen,
if like, the Qatari
No,
club
just
is not coming in for him. You know
how Everton have handled Richarlison in terms of his injuries. I've heard there was a lot of injections involved to keep him going because he was their star man.
really with the painkiller ones.
And I think that's really messed up his body. That's why he gets injured after 2 games.
That's what happened to the Canio as well.
And the thing is, the worst thing about it is Ange actually managed his minutes for those games. He only played 30. He was getting angry at him coming off after.
He was in training for 2 weeks. He had to play at some point.
Yeah, and then it got to that point where he just
these dollars get 400k a week. They're crazy.
My prediction, people, just to take it back to predictions before we head out. I think Spurs are gonna win. I think we get the job done. And just like George said, he said 2-1. I think it's gonna be 3-2. I think there's gonna be quite a few goals in it. I think Manchester United will score. And to be fair, you said Tottenham score first, Cass. Tottenham always concede first. Like that's just a given. I think you guys go 1-0 up.
So do we.
Does it cancel out 0-0? Is that what we're saying?
So I just think that there's going to be quite a few goals in the game. It might open up, but Vicario being back is a huge.
Yeah, but we got the lick back here.
Huge
now.
That leadership helps.
Who else is he missing?
I think we just need someone sort of direct that back line, speak to the young players, and really berate them sometimes. So
I think we score a header against you as well, by the way.
He can come back. Yeah, no, maybe.
It's not unheard of. It's not unheard of with us.
Because you lot can see like we scored a header against you and Johnny Evans. I mean, it's not unknown. The Lick's going to score a header. Watch.
Maybe we'll see, but I think the back line is going to be a bit better than it was some of the prior games. I expect to see Davies and Danso start together. No Archie Gray, but we'll see what Ange Postecoglou does go with because you never. Kulu in the middle, huge for us. We need Kulu in the middle. So yeah, man. But look, guys, big up to everyone that has been inside. Big up to Saeed for coming on to the channel. George, Cass. Make sure you guys go show some love on their channels. They are descriptions all in the description of my thing. But as you guys probably already know, man, these guys are combined like 200k subscribers. I'm nothing. So big up to you guys.
You get there, but you're getting there, man. You're getting there, bro.
Soon, man. Soon. We're trying to get on the road to 2k. So much appreciated if you can help me get there. Smash a like on the video before you head out. Just go to the chat with your predictions. We had a 2-2 from WaveX. He thinks it's going to go either way. Aaron London, Arsenal fan, he thinks 3-1. So I don't know which way, but maybe Spurs because he was hating on United most of the stream. Irrelevant looks like Aston Villa fan potentially. He got 1-1. Man United fan 2-0. Man United fan 3-0. Ben Cordes is smoking some because he thinks 1 million. And then Ridwan says 2-2. A lot of people are saying 2-2. A lot of people think it's going to be a draw. So I hear you. I do hear that it could be a draw. But yeah, man, big up to everyone inside. We are going to take this straight over to Big Six Band. So make sure you guys head over there and drop a Durag Diaries raid in the chat. But big up, man. Big appreciation for you guys jumping on. It's been a good.
Come on, bro. Anytime, man. Come on,
Your next stream
Monday,
as well. Keep it going.
You'll be there.
Monday, yo, you're
big up, people. We're heading out.